Hello, my name is Joshua Gabi. I welcome you to Termites. Termites are widely distributed in the tropical and subtropical countries. They are organized into colonies. From time to time, swarms of winged termites, they emerge from their nests. When they land, they shed off their wings and mate. So we have different types of termites. There are those ones that are winged. These ones, they occasionally from time to time emerge from their nest, and when they emerge from the nest, they will shed off their wings and they will mate. The female lays her eggs in the soil. The eggs hatch into nymphs, which are attended to by the two parents. So in the beginnings, these are the winged termites that from time to time they come out of their nests, and when they come out, they shed off their wings, and after shedding off their wings, they will mate. And after mating, they lay eggs in the soil, and these eggs hatch into nymphs, which are attended to by the two parents. The nymphs will grow into workers and take over the duties of the nest, but their further development is suppressed. So you have the eggs hatching into the nymphs, and then the nymphs will develop into workers. When they develop into workers, these workers now will take over the duties of the nest, and no more further development. So their development is suppressed and they remain as workers. Some of the workers, they become soldiers which defend the nest from invaders. So we are seeing that once the winged termites come out of the ant, they shed off their wings and they mate. After mating, they lay their eggs in the soil, and these eggs, they hatch into the nymphs. Now, these nymphs are attended to by both the parents, which were winged termites, and the nymphs later are going to turn into workers, and these workers are going to take over the responsibilities or the duties of the nest. Their development is suppressed, so they remain at that stage of being workers. Now, some of the workers, now they become soldiers which defend the nest from invader. So here we have our soldier nymph. The nymph that has turned into a soldier to defend the nest from invaders. There may be hundreds of thousands of workers in the colony. The colony eventually becomes so large that the queen does not do anything more than just laying eggs. So when the colony becomes very large, now the queen does not do any work. The only thing it does is to lay eggs. This is our queen. Remember, the queen was originally the winged termite. Now it started by mating, shedding off the wings, and then mating, laying eggs, legs arching into nymphs, and it took care of those nymphs. Then those nymphs developed into workers, and they took over the responsibilities of taking care of the nest. Some of the workers turned into soldiers to protect the nest against invaders. So as the colony continues to grow large, the queen now has no work to do. All the work is done by the workers. So its work now is only to lay eggs. Her abdomen becomes very large. The workers wall her up. They feed her and carry away the eggs as fast as she can lay them. So now our queen, because it is growing very fat, the abdomen becoming very large, the workers have to wall her up. They feed her, and then they also carry away the eggs that have been laid as soon as she lays them. Because she's doing nothing, the abdomen is going to become very large, and she will be always supported by the workers on the sides. For her is to lay eggs, and as soon as the eggs are laid, they are carried away by the workers. Eventually, some of the work nymphs undergo final molts, and they become winged adults, which leave the colony to swarm, mate, and start new colonies. So what has come in here is that we saw that those work nymphs, their development was suppressed, and they started working into the nest. But some of them, the work nymphs, they may undergo the final molting, and they become winged adults. When they become winged adults, they will now leave the colony in form of a swarm. They will go away and mate, and then start new colonies. all termites, they feed on plant materials, and that is mainly cellulose from wood. So these termites, they will feed on plant material, and the plant material which they normally feed on is cellulose, which is coming from wood. That's why you always find termites destroying anything that has got cellulose in it, because that's what they feed on. Some species can digest cellulose, but Macrotermes carries the wood back to the nest, and it is chewed and made into comb, and this is used to grow fungus. The termites then feed on the fungus. So we have a species which can digest cellulose, but there are some Macrotermes that carry wood back to the nest, where it is chewed and made into comb, and the comb will facilitate the growth of a fungus, and that fungus is the one now which is going to be used as food for the termites. Although the nest starts underground, the workers build large molds from clay, sand, and their saliva. So it starts as a small mold, and the workers go on increasing its size, building it into large molds using clay, sand, and their saliva. So when you look at our nest here, it is about 3 meters high or more. It has a vertical shaft which helps in ventilation of the nest. That part here, it allows air to go into the nest. Then they have got the nest area and fungus comb. This area, it is where they have the nest, and then they also have the fungus comb. Then there are tunnels which they use to go and look for food. This tunnel, they're the ones they use to go and look for food. And then this is the soil surface. So you will see that the nest area and the fungus comb, they are always above the soil level surface. The size of the molds vary according to the local conditions, but the nest chamber is above the ground. So you can see that the mold may grow above the ground level, but the size is going to depend on the conditions of the environment where the mold has been set up. But always you'll find that the nest chambers, they are going to be above the ground level. They are always above the ground level. Hello, Thank you very much for participating in Termites. Please do like, share, and subscribe.